So after doing that, we should be able to run this um, successfully and quite easily. So let's just keep it to one VM because now my processor is at 2. I am not sure how much this machine I'm using can take. Okay, like I said, I just picked a low end machine. It was not even mine. I just collected it from a friend. I'm like, this your laptop. It's quite empty, right? Nothing in it, right? Oh yeah, it's nice. I said, okay, let me use it for a lab, just for students who might have something not too powerful but want to set up their cluster. So as I run this now, it looks okay because it has seen that, all right, Kubernetes is available. It's checking some pre-flight checks. It's checking that, pulling the images. So everything looks good. So if you see that error like the one we saw where it talked about the CPU, you can always go there, up your CPU from 1 to 2, and you should be fine. So this requirement is only for the control plane node. Alright, so that is my join command. I love that. So it came out with the 10.10.4.5. It gave me the 6443. Okay, so we are good here. So we're going to start up the individual nodes now. Just keep it the headless start, not the normal starts, because right now more than ever before we need the headless start because we have upped our CPU to 2 on the node and we have basically 4 CPUs on this computer, which means we're utilizing for for our VM. So it's going to be quite a lot, but VirtualBox will only take what it needs. So if it doesn't need the whole 4, you should still be good to run. It's not as if it's going to take it and force the system to use it. It's only utilize what is actually utilizing, which might be a fraction or just a couple of threads in the CPU. So you should still be fine. So we're going to create a .cube in our home directory. So by default, your home directory is always defined, but you can echo it just to be sure. But it's usually there, something that comes by default. So we'll go ahead and run those commands. So this will define home directory, and this will copy your configuration. This is just to allow you to log in, actually. Basically, this will allow you to log in, and you're gonna change the permissions to ensure that the user and the group, your user and the group owns that file so that you can use it effectively. Okay. So let's check and test. Just run some Kubernetes commands here. And we can see everything is running. Now CoreDNS is not running, which is expected. So fear not, we have to actually bootstrap our cluster first with the calico.yaml that I told you guys about. So I will download it as a first step. So we have it there. Make sure you have that there. You can see your configuration.yaml and your calico. Those are the 2 files you've been using to set this up. So with calico running now, we can now check our pods. So everything should be in a creating state. That's good. You can say initializing 0 of 3. We're looking good. So let's keep checking this and make sure everything is fine. We can use the watch command here to just keep this running and just monitor it as it changes and it pulls what it requires to get our pod network running. So this 1 over 3, that's good. So it's initializing basically. So it shouldn't take too long. And your cluster is almost ready. Your cluster is almost ready. In fact, after this step, the remaining steps here are very, very, very easy. It's just to now. I said that join command that you got at the end. If you scroll up, that command is very important. If I didn't mention it, please keep it safe. Keep it safe. Maybe I would add in the documentation how to regenerate it in case you lose it, or in the future you need to add more nodes. Maybe after some time you desire to have more nodes. Maybe your workload has increased and you want to have more nodes. Not a problem. There's a way to generate that command. Very easy way to do that. But make sure you have it somewhere safe, because we're going to be using that to set up to join the nodes to the cluster. So I'm just waiting here for this container to finish creating. So wonderful. I have everything running. So I can say congratulations guys on setting up your master node or your control plane node. So from time to time I might call it a master node. That's completely okay, because the master node is the same thing as the control plane node. It just depends on what era you started using Kubernetes. So now we are going to move over to taking our snapshot, because the control plane is ready now. So what's the smart thing to do? Like I've taught you guys, you take your snapshot. So that's what we're going to do now. Take our snapshot. So let us exit out of this watch command. So you can exit out of the watch command using a Control C. So that's what we're going to do here. Just Control C. Good. Wow. Should we join the nodes first before we take the snapshot? Not a bad idea. So anyone could happen first. So let's join the nodes. Let's join them. So let's check for their IPs. We have 10, 4.6, 4.7. We've already confirmed that we can do an SSH to them, so we'll just go ahead and just SSH to CN1, C1. Put in the password. Now remember I said you should make sure it's powered on. Okay, so we are good. Now we'll just go and copy that join command. So don't lose it. Keep it safe, okay? So I'll have mine in documentation like this, but you should not use mine. It's not going to work for you. You need your own join command. So if you're trying to join this, it won't work. So what's the error message saying? Error message is your friend. I told you before. So it's saying that you need to be a sudo user. So I'm going to either do my sudo, add my sudo command to it, which I'm going to do for you guys in the documentation, or you can log in as root like I'm doing here and then run your command again. So let me just copy it again just to make sure I'm copying the right thing, and I'll paste this. Good. Waiting for Kubelet to perform the TLS bootstrap. So we are looking good. This node has joined the cluster. So this is what you want to see. So let's exit back to our control plane node. Let's run a command kubectl get no. That's to get nodes. You can see that we have two nodes now, our control plane node and our CN1, C1, and they are both in a ready state. This is what we want to see. So let's do the same thing for CN2, C1. Now you see how management is easier from Visual Studio Code. You see how it is easier for you. Like I said, you can use any terminal of your choice. You can use PowerShell. Actually, this is actually PowerShell within Visual Studio Code that I use to SSH to the control plane node. So whatever you choose, right? Whatever works best for you. But I think this is really cool. Okay, so we've logged in as root. We know that that's a requirement to be an elevated user. So let us paste this in and let us also join this. So with that done, I think it is safe for me to say, let's wait for the successful message. Good. This node has joined the cluster. So we're gonna also do kubectl get node. Now you can see it's not ready because it's still bootstrapping it. So don't get node minus a. So this brings me, I can monitor it here, and okay, so watch command. See how powerful the watch command is. It just keeps, so what the watch command does, there are things I'll get to explain to you at a later time, but it keeps sending an API request. An API request is like a regular get request to get the status of the nodes. So the structure of these commands is something that we'll explain at later videos for you guys to appreciate and grasp. So sending that get command intermittently at, let's say, every 2 seconds, sending it and printing out the output of that get on your screen. So that's what the watch does. So you can see every 2 seconds, like I said, it's right there on the screen. So instead of you running it every 2 seconds, it's doing that for you. So all you need to do is just to watch. So this should be ready in another 5 seconds, I think. This doesn't take too long. But let's just be patient. We are already at the end, and if you've gotten to this point, congratulations. I have to say, congratulations. So our version is 1.28.10. So this is using semantic versioning. So semantic versioning basically is version 1. That's the major version. Major version changes can cause breaks, so you have to be careful when updating from version 1 to version 2. Alright, my cluster is good here. I'm going to run kubectl to get all the pods. Everything is running, and we are good. So next up, we're going to take snapshots.